Hi, Mark the Meerkat Suffron in here for Dez, who's still on vacation, with the weekend report for the last day of August 2012. Well, it was another bullish day on Wall Street today, but still in our channels that we've seen before. Let's take a look here at the numbers. On the Dow Jones Industrials, we are up 0.69%, 90 points, and S&P 500 up 0.51%, Nasdaq up 0.6%, and the small cap Russells were up 0.43%. So we had the Dow leading the way today, and right behind that was the Nasdaq, and then the actual small caps were trailing slightly today. The banks were up just 0.14 today, which does not confirm the S&P up move. Of course, this was Jackson Hole announcement day, wasn't it? The VIX was actually down 1.9%. We're still at 1750. And the gold shot up today, and silver really blew out the park at 4.5% increase. And oil was up as well. So commodities took off on us there, and the dollar was down 0.62, which does confirm the up move on the market. Trend at 0.76. So let's take a look at the market, starting with the S&P 500. This is the daily chart for the S&P, and we closed up here today, still in this tight channel right here, bounded by the 1400 on the bottom and about 1418 here on top. It did remain that way for most of the month, but next week is a new month. Let's see what the weekly looks like. Here's the weekly chart, and you can see that we are high basing on the weekly chart. For the last 2 months here, we're still high basing. And on the monthly chart, we did end the month positive. We had higher lows and higher highs. Still that 1420 mark seems to be carried over right over here from our earlier months in the year. So that seems to be a major place that we need to break in order for us to remain bullish. Now let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial daily chart. Again, here we are stuck in this range. It did bounce right off of the 13,000, bounced it right back up to a nice little tweezer pattern there. So this 13,300 down to here was our tight range that we were in all month long. Let's take a look at the weekly. At the weekly, we can begin to see a wedging pattern beginning to form. Now, this officially is not a swing low yet, so I can't draw that in officially. But if we do continue up, then that will become a swing low. Like, take a look at the monthly. At the monthly, just like with the S&P 500, we are challenging the high of the years, and so far we're creeping back up to them. And now for the Nasdaq. Here's the daily chart. Again, we bounced off the lower line here from yesterday. Again, this is not a confirmed uptrend, so I can't technically draw this line until we get a second candle going with higher highs and higher lows. But it is also forming a wedge pattern if this does actually confirm on Tuesday. And the highs for the month right here at the 3080 area. We didn't break that, but we're approaching it for the third time in the month. Let's take a look at the weekly. Here you can see that 3080 line was the swing high over here months ago, and then we also have the high of recent year is back up here. So we do have some resistance ahead, but we have kept it moving forward. Let's look at the monthly. Since this is the last day of the month, we can see that yes, we had a higher low and a higher high, closed higher for the month, very strongly. Now let's look at the small cap. This is the daily chart, and again we have our ranges for the month down here. The 800 was a support and resistance line, the 825, and we are smack dab in the middle of it, playing around with this major trend line that we have here. Let's take a look at the weekly. Here's the weekly chart, and you begin to see where we got these major trend lines from. And yes, we closed right at it on the weekly chart. Monthly, We are in a big symmetrical triangle, trying to break out to the top side. Two reminders. First of all, Monday is Labor Day here in the U.S., so the U.S. markets will be closed. There will be no trading on Monday. And then secondly, I just want to remind you that we do have other videos other than this broad market review. Just go to freeonlinetradingeducation.com to the trading videos, got broad market review, and then I also do one every day on stocks. I just posted this one on OVTI, big trade that we had this morning on short, and there's also some for futures, ETFs, and Spanish versions. So these are available free to you, and you're welcome to join us there. This is Mark the Meerkat Suffron. Just remember that the top 3 characteristics of a successful trader are discipline, consistency, and persistence. Have a great long weekend.